Everyone I see is missing something. Everyone I see is missing something. Everyone I see is missing something. Some things you don't forget. Well trained and grown on. Well prepared for what's to come. Here it is again. Everyone I see is missing something. Everyone I see is missing something. Missing something.
You know, I have a problem. Every time somebody comes close to me with a dying torch, I get nervous and a little spritzer. I went, and my God, such a puddle. And when I laugh, I kind of spritz. I'd been leaking for years. Oh, somebody would give you a bit of a tickle, and then the next thing you know, boop, you're wet. I don't want to be painted, I want to be dry. Anybody want to tell me what's going on? No one wants to talk. 1 in 3 women have this issue. I know that someone has created something fantastic. Looks like a really thin little napkin. It's called poise. Let me show you what I would have looked like if I had poise. Liberty, liberty.
The most important thing that happened at the end of the 11th century was the rediscovery of logic, because logic, which had been lost for centuries, gave people a kind of window into how to organize their world. It's part of the trivium, sometimes known as the dialectic, a part of the trivium. Excuse me, do you have something to add to this, Sarah?
Well, yeah. I mean, we're sitting in this class learning all this stuff that's going to prepare us for life. And I don't feel prepared. In fact, I feel lost. Like, yeah, I might go to college and could be cool. Why not just go to Paris or somewhere and just live? Go to Paris or somewhere and just, I guess it's like what Dostoevsky said. You only have one life. And what you do in that life, it's going to define who you are and what you'll be. And this stuff's not defining me. You know? I mean, is anybody else with me on this?
Yeah.
Every day, over 500,000 New Yorkers are at risk of going hungry. Yet every night, local restaurants and markets are left with tons of extra food. City Harvest works round the clock to rescue this food and deliver it to New York's hungry. New York feeds all of us in its own way. Now it's time for us to help City Harvest feed the hungry of New York. Support City Harvest. To make a donation, call 1-800-77-HARVEST.
It's a challenge. Reading is a challenge. I like to read anything and everything. It's my biggest addiction. Once you've read the book and then you see the movie, you can say, oh, well, I didn't miss this, even though I know it was in the book. And so you can have some fun with it. We have to go back to it, giving children the ability to imagine. If you can read, you can do anything. It is one of the great leisurely pursuits. What are you reading?
You read a lot of stories about kids and violence at school, and as we've learned, it can happen anywhere, anytime, at any age. And all of these tragedies have one thing in common. Somewhere, there's a parent asking the same question. How did this happen? Remember, nothing affects your kids' lives more than you. So make the choice, stay involved. They're not just your children. They're the future.
What would you do if you had to choose between the buffalo and the giraffes? Between a flower or an elephant? what would you choose? What if you had to decide between a 100-year-old tree and a 1,000,000-year-old beach? Between drinking clean water or breathing clean air? Would you make the right choice? Would there be a right choice? Now there's a way to help. Not just one, but all these things. Earthshare, the world's leading environmental groups working together. It's one choice we can all live with. Ask your employer about workplace giving.
Nobody starts out planning to become addicted to drugs. You figure you'll try it to fit in or make yourself feel better, but it's so easy to go from being a voluntary drug user to being a compulsive drug user. Why? Because continued use changes your brain. Life's tough enough without losing control over your own behavior. Take pride in who you are and what you're able to do. There's no drug that can compete with that.
CBS. It's all here.